Hey everybody, I'm Thurston Last, and today we're going to take a look at Star Citizen's newest flyable ship, the Drake Interplanetary Buccaneer. Now I've got to admit, when this ship first came out, or when it was first announced rather, I was not entirely impressed with it. It had a utilitarian design, and it was going to be from Drake, so, you know, pirates and mercs were going to fly it, and I wasn't that overly hyped about it. But now that I've flown it, I'm really excited. So I'm just going to finish up doing my loadout here, and then we'll get in here, and I'm going to actually pit myself against the Super Hornet, as the title suggests. So as you can see, I'm just adjusting my missile loadout, and I've taken the default gun loadout, and I've put on all Clausen-Werner energy repeaters. I want to try to drain that power cell. I want to put as much stress on the power system as I can, and see how this affects the ship's function. So I've taken off 2 of the Rattlers, and I've put on 2 of the Talon electromagnetic size 2 Talon Dominator missiles. We're just going to rock in here, and I want to see what it looks like. I want to hop in the cockpit before I fly it, and I also like to pull the ship into the hangar and make sure my loadout's saved. I really like the lines on this thing, though. It's edgy, it's sharp, it's like kind of like a shark or a hawk or something like that. It has some pretty cool lines. It's a very small ship overall, though. I mean, it's smaller than a Gladius. It's just barely a little bigger than a Mustang Alpha. It might even be smaller than a Mustang. Yeah, the way the canopy moves off to the side and with the hinge, that is pretty cool too. Haven't really seen any ships that do that yet. It definitely has a lot of struts. The cockpit feels kind of boxy, but I don't mind that. It's got good visibility. You can look straight up. You can see out of the cockpit. Things are a little condensed, but so is the Gladius. So are a couple of other small ships. Like the way the MFDs are placed. They're stacked on top of each other, but they're centrally located. They've got that classic Wing Commander style radar sphere on there too. Just kind of looking at these switches. I wonder what they're going to do when we get the full interactivity with the cockpit controls. I don't have any problem with the visibility. I think the visibility is pretty good out of this. Can't see too far to the rear, but I don't find that these struts are really obstructing my view that much. Alright, let's go see if we can find a playmate. I would go ahead and summon our buck. Let people know what we're trying to do here. I've noticed a lot of people are flying their Buccaneer around in the PTU. I mean, obviously it's a free ship. If you haven't pre-ordered or pledged for it, you could still fly it in the PTU, so why not, right? But hopefully we can find somebody flying something else. I'd really like to pit this against the Super Hornet, which is what we actually end up doing. But I mean, they seem to be the two ships that are the most alike. They got the same number of guns. The missile hardpoints are pretty much the same, 4 size 2s. If you're running the default missile rack on there, you could also put the 4 size 1s or 1 size 3. All will work. But the 6 guns, I mean, the Hornet does have a little bit larger gun hardpoints, but they still have 6 guns. 2 size 2s, 2 size 3s, and 2 size 1s for the Buck. And the Hornet, of course, if you put the nose canard on, you have the 2 size 1s, 2 size 3s on the wing, and 2 size 2s up top. But you could do a size 4 up top, 2 3s on the wing, and a 3 on the nose, and run a 4-gun Hornet. The Buccaneer does not have any nose gun slots, but you could do 2 3s, 2 1s, and a 4 up top, still giving you 5 guns. As I said, I did all energy because I want to put this pressure on my my power unit and see how that works. When you're maneuvering and you're firing your guns and your shields are trying to recharge, is that really going to kill the performance of the ship, or is it still going to be able to make do? Alright, I think I found somebody to play with here. Let's go check him out. And the guy we're gonna battle with here. His name is Zero Vega, which is a pretty cool name. I've never met him before. I don't have access to my contacts list, so I couldn't even tell you if anybody that I know was on. But as far as I'm concerned, this guy is just some random. He turned out to be a really good show. So let's get in here and check this out. There he is. All right, Super Hornet. I couldn't tell you what his gun loadout is, although I can tell you that he does have the nose cannon on, so he's got at least 2 1s, 2 gimbal 2s, and I think he does have the ball turret. I didn't see a big gun on top when I was flying close to him. Let's see if we can get him to play with us. We're just gonna fly outside the armistice zone of Alisar here and get into it. I think he's down. Oh yeah, he's closing on me. I think that's a yes. I'm just giving him my loadout information. He probably doesn't care. Let's go ahead and just fly outside of the no weapon zone. Also, the Buccaneer is fast, man. 710 afterburner, 220 SCM. 710, that's about 1,580 miles per hour, which would be Mach 2 at sea level in an Earth atmosphere. That's fast enough for me. 220, still faster than a Hornet, still faster than a Gladius, and it's got some tight maneuvering on it. Alright, let's stretch this puppy out. I know he's got some ballistics on there, not because I can hear him, but because later on I see the impact explosions on my canopy. Looks like he drew first blood though. Yeah, I really like the way the Buccaneer handles. It's small. It's a hard target because of its small size, but man, it's able to turn and maintain its heading very well. Now, me personally, I like to dump a few missiles early on. This guy's got really good trigger discipline and does not launch a missile until about 3 or 4 minutes into the fight. He's also a very good close interval pilot. We're pretty consistently staying within like 30 to 70 meters of each other and having no impacts, which is good on him. I'm having really good effect with my missiles though. I'm pretty sure I go 3 for 4 or 4 for 4. Here we go, let's launch a rattler at him. Love that rattler. And like I said, I usually dump my missiles early. Try to get an early lead or destroy a component, then finish them off with guns. Especially when you're fighting 1v1. If you're fighting a lot of enemies, you might want to hold off and save your missiles, like he does. Now the armor on the Buccaneer is way more substantial than, say, a Gladius. I'd say it's got at least 1.5 to 1 3/4 the amount of armor that the Gladius has, but it still does not have the armor of the Hornet. It also does not have the power plant or the shield generators that a Hornet has. I'm noticing that he's consistently just killing my shields a lot quicker than I'm able to kill his. But I fly pretty good, so I'm able to get out of the line of fire in time for my shields to recharge before he does any sort of substantial damage to me. And there you go, you can see that impact there. He's definitely got some ballistics on that thing. Now I know you see I've got my throttle down to almost 0, but I'm using a lot of lateral thrusters to keep my momentum going here. This close interval stuff, you really got to be careful. If you've got your throttle jacked up to 100% and don't lower it and don't cut it back when you're making a turn, you're going to slide around a lot, even in the Buccaneer. Also, all the right angles on this cockpit seem to really increase the amount of glare that you pick up when you're turning. The Gladius and some of the other cockpits that have more of a bubble canopy, they don't seem to pick up as much glare. Just saying, that's something that I've noticed. Some people might find that a little bit distracting or irritating. It doesn't bother me so much. He really likes coming in and circling me. I like his flying style. He doesn't do what I do, which is usually, you know, break contact and after burn out a little bit and then come back in for a charge. Like what I just did there. I like to put a few thousand meters between me and him and then come back around for another pass. I'm getting some good hits now. Still going toe-to-toe. This is definitely an endurance brawl. Neither of us has been able to take a component off yet. We've still got all our guns firing. I think he's trying to lock me now. He's finally trying to use his missiles. No impacts yet, which is pretty impressive considering how close interval we'll do in this. That was a nice move there. Trying to get a little more distance between them. And he just won't let me break contact. I feel that he's locking me. He's locking me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with that real quick. So he's using EM missiles, but I think in a second he's gonna lock me with a heat seeker. Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. I heard that lock. I'm just gonna keep popping flares. Hard to be sure, but if he's already launched 4 missiles, he's probably burned. Unless he had 4 size 1s on the other side. Here we go. Oh yeah, he's out of missiles. He's got to be out of missiles. I got to take one of his wings off or something, man. I gotta lower his gun count. This is gonna go on forever. I know it looks like I can't shoot, and I mean I can't shoot, but he's a good pilot. This guy is hard to track. Really using those lateral thrusters and vertical thrusters to make himself hard to hit. Afterburn out. I'm gonna try to get some distance between me and him, and I can come straight at him. Come on. Yeah, the Hornet's got good shields, man. You almost need 6 guns. Yes! There we go. Yes, I got his wing. I got his wing. Man, our front shield is spent. I'm taking some damage to the center fuselage now. Yeah, when you're maneuvering and firing, the shields just do not recharge as fast on this Buccaneer. You've got to get away from them. Alright, so he's down a wing, which means he's down at least a size 3 or a size 2 gun. Got those front shields down. He's still remaining aggressive, man. I mean, I really admire that about this guy. He will not turn and break contact. He just keeps circling and trying to hit me with his guns. Yeah, I got you now. I got you now. There we go. So there you have it. Buccaneer beats a Super Hornet. Let's do a little BDA and see how bad I'm beat up here. Switch out to the third-person camera. I'm pretty sure I've still got all my guns, but yeah, he did a number on me. Another thing is the Hornet only has one primary engine, one thruster, and Buccaneer does have 2. Not too bad from the rear. Oh yeah, yeah. Front fuselage and the cockpit have taken some, I'd say, moderate damage, and that left primary thruster is pretty beat up. Still have all my guns though. I still have all my guns. Which is impressive, seeing as the wing guns, and I thought maybe if he got a couple hits on the top, it would have taken out that top turret, but still got all my guns. I am really liking this Drake Buccaneer, man. I am really liking this ship. Small, maneuverable, fast, 6 guns if you want them. 2 size 3s, 2 size 1s, 2 2s, or you could have a size 4 up top. I think that's probably what I would run. I'd probably put one of those Revenant Gatlings up top, keep the 2 size 3 Panthers, and then maybe put something else on the wings. You could do neutron guns, you could do the 9 series longswords if you really want more ballistic. I'd probably just stick with the Klaus and Warners. Alright, let's head over to Cryastra. Let's see, I want to see exactly how many credits worth of damage he did to me. So I hope you guys liked what you saw. I'm pretty impressed with the Buccaneer myself.
Thanks for stopping by Cryastra. Hold while our systems connect to your ship.
I mean, on a 1v1 fight, you can see it. I mean, it can take 5 to 6 minutes, maybe even a little longer, to wear your opponent out and finally be able to get them. Alright, we'll pull up here and land. I do want to see what the damage is.
Autopilot is now on.
All right.
Landing complete.
So he only did 440 credits worth of damage. I mean, that's not that much.